This is Brandy from Stitchin' in Oregon. I am back for a special floss tube for my end of the year WIP Parade. I think I'm going to show every one of my projects, not just the ones that I've stitched on since my mid-year WIP Parade, because we might abandon some. I have been watching all of the end of the year WIP parades that I can get my hands on, and making lists of new things I want to start and all of the fun things. I have a book here. I think we ended with $40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 57 WIPs this year. And I think I started the year last year either under 50 or right at 50. I can't remember which. This year I do want to focus on finishing things, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to start things. I still want to start the things. Me and my husband were talking about this, and if I tell myself I'm not going to start anything, I'm going to go buy everything and start all the things. So if I just start them as I want to, then my WIP pile will grow, but there's no chance things will ever get finished if I don't start them. So I have a big pile of WIPs here, works in progress, and then I have a little pile next to me. Actually, I think there's just one next to me, but we will get into that. So I'm Brandy. I live in Oregon, about halfway between Portland and Lincoln City. We like to go camping a lot. As a matter of fact, we were just camping on the coast over the first part of Christmas break. And that was a lot of fun. In Pacific City we stayed, and the kids got to go up and down a sand dune. So I have 4 kids total and am married, and we have 2 dogs and 2 cats. Our oldest is 21 and she is in college in New Orleans. She's going to graduate in May. And then we have our son, who is 17, who's graduating from high school this year. And I'm lucky because I work at the high school that he goes to, and so I get to be a part of all of that. And then we have twin 12-year-old daughters that are in 6th grade this year. And everyone is sick right now except for me. Knock on wood. I'm the only one who has not gotten whatever is going around right now. This will probably be a long one. Like I said, we've got 50 something projects. Sometimes I ramble. I have coffee and I have water. Hopefully you have something to stitch on, maybe a notebook if I enable you. I know I have been keeping a pen and notebook close by for those who are enabling me. So let's just get into it, I guess. Probably from the top of the pile so it doesn't all collapse. I do have bags I have to open and close as we go, otherwise this would just be a nightmare. Okay, my first project, this is Happy Campers by the Blue Flower. This is a project I'm stitching for my daughter Cadence. I only work on this when we're camping, and so when we were camping this past week, I finished this tree and did all of this and have almost this whole like Airstream done, except the windows and the door and the tire need filled in and the little hitch. but I've brought the border down to here, so I'm at the bottom. So I'm really excited, and I have this top part done past the moon. And I have this one done. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count ivory even weave with all the called for floss. And I did not iron anything because I kind of just, well, I don't really iron as I go, but this is where I'm at. I've made some changes to this. I think his vest was supposed to be a different color, and these mushrooms are supposed to be little white flowers, but you couldn't see them. And so I turned them into little mushrooms with the help of my sister. And this weekend I realized I was out of black DMC, and so the signs are done, but I have to put in the words on the signs. So yeah, this is where I'm at. Hopefully, I've only been working on this for maybe a year and a half, and so I am hopeful that in the next, hopefully, like I would say 2 years, it'll be done. But who knows, because this is a beast. But after doing this one, I almost want to do the Huckleberry one by Blue Flower. Huckleberry Sampler, or I don't know what it's called. But it's the completed ones I've seen are beautiful. Alright. I had to go run and get my daughter some Gatorade and electrolytes and popsicles because she can't keep food down, and so I got myself a peppermint mocha with an extra shot of espresso, and it tastes just like those little Thin Mint candies. It's so good. Okay, my next project is one I'm stitching for my grandparents. This is an anniversary sampler. It is called Forever and Ever, A Celebration of Love by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. This is what it's going to look like. And this will be a focus on a finish for this year. I would like to have it done for them by their anniversary this year. My grandparents. Did I say that? It's for my grandparents. Oh my gosh. I'm stitching it on a 36 count coconut milk linen by Grace Notes. This is, if you've not ever stitched on their fabric, please do it. It's wonderful. I'm going to try to get back in their fabric of the month club. And this is where I'm at. So it's going to be long and skinny. I am about halfway, I think. I mostly just have alphabet left. And I have their anniversary year in there, the 1982. I just love this one. The colors are so pretty. I have their initials, DC and DH. I haven't worked on this in a while, but like I said, I'm going to focus on finishing this one this year. And these are the flosses. And they're all overdyes. So. Okay. Next, this is one I am actively working on, so it's in a Nurge hoop. Let me see if I can pull up the picture on my thing for you. This one is a project that I started it was a stitch along with Kia B. It's called the Be Beautiful Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. Let's see. This is what it will look like. I've made some changes. There's a couple mistakes in there, but I love this. This is not even 2 years old yet, and I am 97.58% done. So I'm just going to hold the whole thing up with the hoop on it, even though that looks funny. So this is where I'm at. I'm working in this bottom corner. Mostly all I have left is border. So that's what I'm finishing up now, is zeroing out. So mostly I have like this little fancy part in here. I have some of these bell flowers, 6 of those left. And then I have 3 of these like lotus kind of things that I need to do in here. And then there's some like of the dots that go. And then I realized last night while I was sitting by my daughter, I wasn't sleeping because of her fever was so high. I completely forgot to put a bird in here. So I have to go back in and do that. But even still, it's like less than 400 stitches. And my goal is to actually have this one done on New Year's Eve. So yeah, I love this one. I've got my kids' initials in there. And I'm stitching it with the called for DMC on a 32 count Be Stitch Me even weave that I got in a Friday night fight night, so it doesn't have a name. And I believe it's a Joblin, but it is wonderful to work on. I need to get some more. Okay, next is the raccoon. It's from the Year in the Woods series by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is what it'll look like. I've been working on this forever. I have all of these, and this is the only one I've started. Like, I have like 4 of the other ones kitted up. I did just work on this though because it got called for WIP Go. It was my last call for December. I'm stitching it on a 36 count eggshell from Fiber on a Whim, and with all the called for floss. So this is how far I am. When I was working on it just the other day, I finished filling in this one, and I got the brown put in on that piece. So if you hear angry teenager, my son's room is right next door and he's playing video games. He knows I'm in here, but he might get a little bit with that. So that is Year in the Woods. I won't let myself start the other ones until I'm done with that. And now there's a new Woodland Critters series coming out. So anyway. Alright, this one. I have a love-hate relationship with this one, and I had said I was going to abandon it. I might have to put a picture up because I only have, let's see. This is the black and white version of it. So this is the Advent cross stitch from Crochet A Go-Go. I'm working up here in the little cupcake thing, and I'm stitching it on another Grace Notes fabric. I think it's called Edward, but I'm not sure. I was going to abandon this, and then one night I wanted to stitch on something, and this was the closest thing to me, so I picked it up and started stitching on it. That being said, I still don't know if I'm gonna continue with it. It has a lot of white stitches, which makes sense because it's an advent, but I just don't know if I'm in love with it. I think I started this in 12 by 12 last year. So this is how far I got, and I did most of this when I was working on this the other day. This is the fabric. It's beautiful. I decided to stitch the numbers in red though instead of white, just so that you could see them a little better. And this is where I'm at. At the rate I'm going, this thing is going to take me the rest of my life, which is ridiculous. I just don't like the way my white stitches look. Do you guys have that problem? Like, I don't mind all of my other stitches, but I don't like that one. Okay, next up is Rising in the East. This is a Beauty and the Beast pattern that I've been working on for a couple years. It is artwork by Chris Darrell. This is what it will look like. I don't think I have worked on this since my mid-year WIP Parade. This is going to be a gift eventually someday for my other daughter, Nicole. I'm stitching it on an 18 count oatmeal Aida that I just got from Michael's. And I am 15.86% complete. And this is how far I am. So yeah, I mean, it looks really cool in this. I like it a lot. I kind of do the typewriter method that Sarah Stitching Mommy does, where you start at the top and then go across. But also recently I've started doing diagonals. And so I might switch this to diagonals and see how I feel about that. This won't be a focus for this year, but I am stitching it with, look at this, floss ring. This is the called for DMC. There are some blues in here eventually, someday. I just am not there yet. But I do like working on that one. That one's a lot of fun. Okay, this one is, and I don't have a good picture of this one. This is called the Saxon Sampler. Let's see if I can pull it up on here real quick. It's a Saxon Sampler. This one is in the Silk app, and sorry, I have to, the hoops you have to jump through in order to do this. And then I'll show you who it's by too, because I can't even pronounce it. Okay, maybe? Ooh, yeah. I finally figured it out. This is what the Saxon Sampler will look like. I'm doing this on a 40 count lamb's wool by XU Designs. And I love this one. I just am not very far. Let's see. My progress. I am 5.5% complete. Oh yeah, I was going to show you who it's by. Let's see if I can figure out who it is by. Dorothy Kanzi, and it's the work. Stick Mooster? Historic Stick Mooster? I'm so sorry. I need to not even try, to be honest. But I'm stitching this 1/2, and this is how far I am. And I did work on this year. I did all of this year, which is still not very much, but, and this is how wide it will be, and then it will be ridiculously long. I think I only worked on this for a couple days this summer, but I love that one. I saw someone doing that on Instagram and immediately went and bought the app and the stuff for it. All right, this one is called Rose Granny Flower Garden. This is by Carolyn Manning Designs. This is one I am doing with my grandma. It comes with 3 patterns. We're doing this one down here. And I am 61.03% done. I did work on this not very long ago, actually. And I was color completing, and that actually was really working very well for me. Okay, and this is where I'm at with that. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Aida that I dyed myself, and it's mostly called for floss, but the ones I didn't have I substituted for what was closest. So this is where I'm at now. Again, my grandma is stitching this as well, but she hasn't worked on hers in a long time. So, but I love the way that it is looking. I have another Carolyn Manning one in here too that I started. Okay, this one is, pull up a picture. Eggs and Coffee, Coffee and Eggs by Artsy Housewife. And I'm stitching this one with my friend Lisa. Let's see if I can, oh my gosh. Okay. This is what it will look like when it's done. And I am stitching this on a, sorry, that was the pattern. 36 count Highland linen by Picture This Plus in the called for DMC. And this is where I am at. I love this linen. It is so cool. And it actually reminds me of like farm fresh speckled eggs. But my friend Lisa and I are doing this together. She's using a fancy floss conversion, so it's fun to see the differences in ours. And we just started this one maybe a month and a half ago. So it's not, maybe 2 months ago, but it's not very old. All right, what is next? Okay, next project is from this book, Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs. I love this. And I am stitching, is it this one? I think it's this one. Yeah. American Eagle. And I am using my own floss conversion. But this is what the picture of it looks like. And I am stitching this on it was originally a Bestitch Me 32 count, like sunflower. It was bright yellow. And I overdyed this with like a beige Rit dye or something. This needle minder is ridiculously heavy. Sorry. But I like I love the look of this now. I didn't get a lot of work on this. I was at my grandparents' house when I started it. And this is where I'm at. So I got a bit of the border, a couple of stars. This is the corner, and this is over halfway. So this is not going to be a big piece at all. So I'll get this back out soon. I love stitching patriotic. And here is my conversion. I don't know if anyone is interested in it. It's just a mix of overdyes. But if you're interested, I do have that I can share. But patriotic is some of my favorite things to stitch. Okay. Oh, okay. This one is called Tiki Beach Sunset. It's the Story Keep. It is by artwork by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I've not worked on this in a long time. This will be what it looks like. I do love it because it does remind me of Hawaii. I've been 3 times and I would just live there if I could. And I'm stitching this 25 count 1/1 full cross. And I do have hanging threads, so this is where I'm at. I am currently 23.59% done. I love this. There is a counting mistake in here, but I've kind of just been fudging it. And it is working out okay. This was one of my favorite things. Look at the tiki torch. When the tiki torch came in. Because some of these things, like, you know it's supposed to be there, but you don't notice until it's completely done. And you're like, oh, look at that. So, yeah. That's where I'm at on that one. This one won't be a focus this year, but it is one of my favorites. Okay. This one may be going away. It is from this book called Coca-Cola Trademark Symbols and Slogans. It was one I started for my husband because he ran the warehouse at Coca-Cola here where we live. But he has a new job now, and I mean, I don't really want to keep stitching. It's basically full coverage. So, okay, it's kind of hard to see, but it's this one here. This is what I was doing, and it is called Harlequin Can Design. Harlequin Can Design. And introduced in 1966 and used until 1970. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of designs in here. And it only uses 3 colors, but this is essentially full coverage, and this is where I got one of the diamonds outlined. So I started this in April, and I haven't worked on it since then because my husband switched positions in July. So this one might just go bye-bye. So that's a maybe going away pile. Let's see, what do we have here? This is called Life, I think. Yeah, Life by Design Works. This was a kit that was gifted to me. And this was my camping stitch until Happy Campers came out. And I'm stitching it with the like called for floss, the kit floss. But I did change the fabric because no, I don't. It was like crunchy, Ada. It was not a pleasant experience. Okay. This is where I'm at. This is a 28 count linen. Oh, there's a needle in the back of this. What the heck? That's weird. The thing is you. Okay, this is where I am at. And I like the way it's looking so far. I don't really work on this unless, you know, I have other fun things. But eventually someday when the Happy Campers gets finished, this one will go back to the camping. Okay, here's another patriotic stitch. That was almost bad. All of these projects just shifted. Could you imagine? Okay. This is Red, White, and Blue Sampler by Erin Elizabeth Designs. This is what it will look like. It's funny, I originally was toying with leaving the alphabet out, and I love the alphabet. I love everything about this. I like the other Erin Elizabeth Designs there. This isn't that cool. What? Crazy. I did not have the called for floss when I started this because I believe I was at my grandparents', and so I just used what I had. And so it's a very close conversion. And I am stitching this on Ledger by Be Stitch Me. It's a 36 count linen. I probably got it in a Friday night fight night, but this is what this looks like. That's how white it will be. These flowers here, the white ones, weren't really showing up, so I outlined them. And I do like the way that looks. Well, backstitched. I backstitched them. So this is where that is. And I did all of the alphabet and those flowers in July, I think. So. And this fabric is really pretty. The modeling on it. It looks like the sun is trying to peek through my blinds, but. So if you can get some Be Stitch Me Ledger, it's a good neutral. Even with that blue, it's okay. Look, and I just got a hoop back. Got 2 needles and a hoop so far. Okay, next one. This is Hold Fast by Hello Matthews. I think I started this for my birthday in March. And I don't think I've worked on it since then. So that's what it will look like. I love Liz Matthews. I think I'm doing my own floss conversion, except for I got the Weeks Dye Works because it's heavily variegated. So freaking pretty. That's in here. It's like, hey, look, another needle. Oh, do you see that? It's like, Okay, this is it. This is Hold Fast. I don't have a lot done. This is Raspberry Latte. Oh, Mocha Blanc by Grace Notes. It's a 32 count linen. And it's a really beautiful color. And this is how far I am. There is a whole border around the whole thing, and it's that clamshell. Look how pretty that is, stitched up. The variegation in it. So, this will come out again on my birthday. I'm not good at doing, like, pull these projects out on the day, right? Like, Phoebe Moon from Moonshine Stitchery is fantastic. She pulls out 4th of July every 4th of the month, and like Christmas comes out on the 25th of every month, and then her kids' things are on the days, and her anniversary sampler is on the 10th every month. And I have tried. I've tried to do it, and I cannot. I have my son's project, which hopefully it's in this file somewhere, that I have had intention of getting out on the 23rd of every month because his birthday is August 23rd, and I never do it. The only thing I'm good at is stitching Christmas around Christmas and patriotic around the 4th of July. But other than that, I'm not very good. Oh, hey, I got 2 hoops. Okay. Next, this is another kit that I was gifted from my friend Amanda. It is called Camping Adventure. It's just a little tiny dimensions kit. And I did switch the fabric on this, but I'm using the called for floss. So this is where I'm at, just working on, this is the entrance to the tent. And I'm stitching it on a unnamed 18 count Ada from Be Stitch Me. It looks like this. This is how big it is. But I think the whole piece will pretty much fit in that hoop. So I should have done it a little further over, but that's okay. I'll still have a big piece of this left. But this is where I'm at. And this will be another one that comes out. I mean, this is pretty easy stitching since it's on Ada. The only problem is that the pattern has like the back stitch on top of the cross stitch, which makes it hard for me to see. I gained another hoop. But yeah, that's where I am out on that one. And this fabric is lovely. I like Ada if it's 18, 20, 22. But anything bigger than 18 I struggle with. So, alright. I'm just going to leave the needle in that one because I have a big long thread. Apparently I thought I was going back to that. Okay. If you hear background noise, I have my window cracked because it was really warm in here. And now I'm kind of cold, but my neighbor's like furnace thing kicks on and you can hear it. Okay, this is Pisces by Nora Corbett, and she is stitching up so pretty. I have not worked on her in a while. This is also one that comes out around my birthday because I am a Pisces. I'm stitching this on a... No, I'm not. This is not the Fabric Flare one. I switched this fabric out. I switched it out for. It has to be a Be Stitch Me. is this? It's got to be a 32 count or a 28 count. But anyway, I switched it out from what I was doing it on a fabric flare like Cosmo one, and it was just too busy. But this is where I'm at with Pisces. When I restarted her, I got all of that done. And it looks so much better on this fabric. So this is another one, like I said, comes out around my birthday. And these ones I kind of like to bead as I go if I can, so that I don't get like bogged down in the beads after. Especially because in some areas of this, there is thick beading. So, like I said, for Pisces, the beads are in there. Okay, let's see. Next, we have Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. This is what it will look like. And it's in a booklet. Sorry. The Let Love Rain book. I'm using the called for floss. I was gifted the fabric. Wow, there's a lot of Oscar in here. And this is the only project I have masking tape around the edge. But this is where I'm at on this. This one is so pretty. I don't even mind the browns, because when the blues come in, it's beautiful. So it's just an 18 count Ada that was gifted to me, and which was very kind. And I think, who was it? Old Soul Stitcher was stitching this. Hers might be done. Because I know she was way further than me. And then was it CZ Stitch? CZ, I think it was, I wish I could, I'm so bad at names. Okay. Like I said, I've watched so many. CZ Zook Stitch. I think it was her. It was either her or Stitching in the Land of Good Enough, I think, was doing that, only they were changing the browns out to blues. But I can't remember who it was. Which, good for them, but that is so much work. So much work. Okay, next is, I know I have a picture of him. This is my Patriotic Gnome. I don't know what his name is, but you can find him on Etsy still. Patriot with Stars is what he was called. And I'm stitching it on an 18 count oatmeal Ada. It is not with the called for floss, but mostly. And I've been working on this for years, and I just put this on a nice organized floss ring this year. Okay, so I stitched her a million years ago, and then he was on my my WIP Go board, and when I started him, I only had most of this star done in his hand. Everything else I did, his beard, I started his hat, I finished the star. So for a while I was thinking about scrapping him, but I really do like the way it's stitching up. So I will continue with him. And there's so much fabric here. I wonder if I might add another one when I'm done with him. Because there's a lot of, like, the patriotic gnomes out there. Okay, next is, this is called Christmas Tree Decorations. I don't have a good photo of this, but you can still get this on Etsy. I'm stitching this with Anchor floss. Let's see, Anchor, this one, 09970 and 0072. Someone knocking for some reason. And this is how far I am. So I'm going to have to make some edits to this because the whole design isn't going to fit. Like this one, there's supposed to be this big, long ornament that comes down under this. But I'm going to end it with this snowflake and then go on to the next one. This is a Be Stitch Me fabric. It came in the space, in a space themed box. And it is opal. And I believe it's a 36 count linen. But these colors look so pretty. And when I worked on this, actually in the beginning of December, I did all of this. So there's like, you ever get thread stuck in your zipper and it just doesn't, that's what's happening. And it's not even thread that I'm using in that project. Okay, this is Crochet A Go-Go, the Pledge of Allegiance. This is what it will look like. I am stitching this on a 32 count Tsunami by Be Stitch Me. It's a Opal Lugana. And I am stitching it with the called for floss. And this is where I'm at. I think I worked on this when we were camping this summer because it smells a little bit like campfire. But I love this one. Patriotic stitching. And look at this fabric. Oh, it's beautiful. Perfect for patriotic stitching. Okay. So that is that. Oh yeah, I was stitching on that by the campfire. Okay. This one is one that I started in July with my friend Lisa. This is Jenny Bean and Friends by Shakespeare's Peddler. This is what it will look like. I have the called for floss. I made a mistake in this, but that's okay. And I'm stitching it on a linen that was gifted to me by a friend. So I don't know what it is, but it's like an ivory. And this is where I'm at. So I did pull this out not very long ago, and I finished up the roof, this star, and I brought the house down. But this one is super fun. It'll be really cool when it's all done. It's gonna be big, but I'm excited. And the floss ring for this is ginormous. Okay. This one, I have a love-hate relationship with this one. I think it's mostly a hate, and I think I kind of don't want to do it anymore. But I'm like so far on it. Okay, this is Sweaters Please by Cherry Hill Stitchery. And I have the guy done and the hill. So this hill is done. I think what I was going to try to do is finish off this like arch over the top of it. I don't know. I don't enjoy stitching on this, and I don't know why. The fabric is a Whimsical Winter. It's a 32 count linen by Under the Sea Fabrics. It came in a box that I got from Autumn Lane Stitchery for a different kitted project. The fabric is beautiful, but I don't like stitching this one. Maybe this will go in my... Because the other thing I could do is, because this is symmetrical, so I could just finish this leaf and then finish it over here and then figure out something to do with it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think this one might go in maybe a UFO pile. Help me decide. He's done and he's cute. I almost wish like I had wouldn't that be cute? The little fox with just a little acorn and leaves over his head. Anyway, help me decide. It does not bring me joy to stitch on it. I don't reach for it in my fall stuff. Anyway, what would you guys do? What do you think? Okay. This is red. That's funny. I have a swan in here. Okay, this is a Red Cottage by Plum Street Samplers. This is what it will look like. I am stitching this on a 40 count fog by Picture This Plus. I like to put my stickers on there for my fabric if I can, so that I don't forget. And I'm stitching this with the called for floss. And I was working on this not very long ago, and I actually was really happy with my progress. I worked on this at my girls' volleyball tournament that they had not long ago. Okay, so when I worked on this last time, I filled in the windows with the black. I did this black roof line here, and I continued the house over because there's 4 windows. So this is the edge of the house. So that's how far I am. It's not a wide project by any means. There is still like this guy that needs to go on it. But yeah, so there's that one. I do like that. I need to take this out of here. That is the Christmas one, I think, by, let's see. I need to add it to my, yeah, Christmas Swan by Brenda Gervais. I think Moonshine Stitchery just started this. And I have the autumn one going, and I have the summer one. So, but I have everything for that project right there in that bag. I just didn't expect it. Okay. The pile's getting smaller. We're at 55 minutes. I knew this was going to be a long one. Okay, this one is Wisdom by Teresa Kogut. And oh my God, I literally wadded this up and threw it back in this project bag. I don't know what I was thinking. I just found another needle though. Okay. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Spring Breeze by Grace Notes Fabrics. Let me get the cover. This is what it will look like. I originally had started this on like a vintage country mocha and I didn't like it. I thought that the browns were getting lost. And so I started it on this really pretty, I don't know if you can tell. It's a blue, like a really light robin's egg blue. This one needs ironed so bad. And I'm stitching it with the called for, and this is where I'm at. And I did work on this not too horribly long ago. I filled in this flower, I did the bee, and I brought this down. I think this got called in WIP Go maybe in November. So, and I think I did this leaf too. So Wisdom by Teresa Kogut. Okay. This one, oh my gosh. This I've got to focus on finishing this year. This was a gift for my sister that I lost. So then I made her the Beekeeper's pincushion by Modern Folk Embroidery. And then I found it. So this is Buttons and Beads, Mill Hill. It's called Honeybee. And part of the reason I think I don't like this very much is because it's on perforated paper, and I don't like that. But this is how far I am. And I did put some beads in here. There's black beads, and so I think this whole section is beaded. And then I have the wings that need it. So this one is a focus for this year, for sure. I should have made a separate pile for like what I wanted to focus on this year, because I didn't do that. Okay, this is Celebrate Christmas by Madame Chantilly. This is the Christmas one I do want to finish by this upcoming Christmas. I need a win. I need to finish this. This is a project that my friend Lisa and I, for a minute, we were doing Suck It Up Sunday, which I think we should start again, to be honest. I think it was working. And this was my Suck It Up Sunday because there's nothing... I love the way this project looks. I hate the chart. Like, reading these charts makes my brain hurt. I don't know. So this is it by Madame Chantilly, Celebrate Christmas. I have the spring one and a summer one too, which I do plan on doing, but I just want one at a time. And I do plan on leaving the word Christmas off the bottom because I think everybody knows that this is Christmas. Oh my God, there are 2 needles in this one. What is going on? So by the end of this, you guys, I'm going to have a whole pile of needles that I will have salvaged. Okay, this I'm stitching this, I think, on a 36 count natural or raw linen. And this is where I'm at. So last time I pulled this out, I worked in that top tier. I had finished that tree on top of the hot cocoa and did everything to the side of it. So... like I said, I love the way this looks. It's over halfway done at this point. I think I could get it done this year. Oh my gosh. That's a 3rd needle in there. Where are they coming from? Okay. Anyway, so now that I have found all of my needles, do you guys know how many needles I have found so far? 4, 8, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 8. 8 needles, 3 hoops. That was Madame Chantilly. Celebrate Christmas. Okay, this one is Vintage Flowers by Jeanette Douglas. This is what it will look like. And I think I've decided I might change my mind when I get through it, but I think I'm only gonna stitch this middle vase. I bought this originally to try 40 count, and I think I'm over it. This project, that is. Even though it is stitching up really pretty. And I did work on this year. This is where I'm at. So I have this flower here to finish, and then I have one on this side. And then I need to finish, if I'm going to end there, which I could turn this into a little pillow. Just do this little border on this side so that they match. And then it'll be done. I think that's what I'm going to do. That would be an easy finish. And what am I stitching this on? This is a 40 count parchment by Weeks. And the floss that I'm stitching with is not called for. It's just similar that I had in stash that I thought would look good. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. I do think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to finish off those flowers and turn this into a little pillow. Okay, what is this one? This is Santa and the Wool Maker. Let's see. I have to pull up a picture. Helps if I spell right. You know, sometimes we have patterns in different places. Like I have, some of these are in like markup on my phone and some are in Pattern Keeper on my tablet. I don't know. But anyway, this is what this one looks like. This is by Kathy Barrick and Hello from Liz Matthews. And I got this at the Jingle Ball 2023. So, and I worked on this not very long ago too, I think. I'm stitching this on an 18 count walnut. It's either walnut dyed or RIT dye. I can't remember, but I know I dyed it myself. And I like this a lot. I love the way this looks. This is where I'm at. When I was working on this last, I put in some of these red flowers. Hey, look, a needle. And I finished the filling in the border because I had it outlined. And I did change the border mostly because I didn't realize. But instead of doing red, white, green, or whatever, I just filled it in red and green. And I actually really like the way that looks. So that's where I'm at with Santa and the Wool Makers, 18 count, Ada, dyed by me, and it is Kathy Barrick and Hello from Liz Matthews. Okay, next, what is another hoop? Oh, this is Cinnamon Stars. This one desperately needs love. This was a 12 by 12 start last year. And to be honest, my 12 by 12 was yeah, that's how 12 by 12 went last year. Not great. Sorry, my husband just texted me. And I've worked on it, but not a lot. Okay. This, oh my gosh, this shouldn't even be called a start. I'm stitching it with the called for DMC. Look at it. That is so sad. What is this? This must be Raspberry Latte. I bet it is. By Grace Notes. It's a 36 count opal linen. I need to work on this because this is sad. I have loved Cinnamon Stars since the first time I saw it, and playing with this idea of all of the things I tried to start for 12 by 12 last year, if I still have them in my rotation, because I think a couple of them I UFO'd last year, like trying to get them out and work on them. Those colors look so good on this. Maybe I'll keep this out for that. That's such a sad start. You all know Cinnamon Stars is beautiful. And I just... Okay, moving on from sadness. Okay, this is Autumn Alphabet by Lizzie Kate. This is a chart I bought after my dog Olaf got sick, and I went on a little shopping bender. I love alphabets. I think they are so fun. I'm stitching it with mostly the called for floss. I made a couple changes. And I'm stitching it on a 32 count linen by Fiber on a Whim called Cream and Sugar. And this is where I'm at. I think I just showed this in my update video because it was in my thing, but in my bucket. Sorry, I heard my daughter cough. So that one is a lot of fun. I suggest that one to anybody that likes fun little alphabets. Okay, this one is Belle. This is a full coverage chart. It will look like this. Got it on Etsy. I don't know if I have where I got it from, but you can still get it. I was inspired by Alma on FlossTube. She's doing the Sleeping Beauty one, and I'm just a Beauty and the Beast girl. But this is where I'm at, and I am stitching this on a 32 count opal linen. Oh, this is Raspberry Latte. What is the other one? What that other one is. This pattern is from Stitch Fairy Treasures on Etsy. 32 count opal linen called Raspberry Latte by Grace Notes Fabrics with the called for floss. This one I did work on this year. And I brought this down and I got those flowers in her head. I'm definitely a Beauty and the Beast girl. All right. There's that one. I have just got piles of stuff all around me. WIP parades are fun because they're chaos, but you get to see everything that you have again. Okay, this is Manor at Quaker Hill. I want to focus on this one as well this year. This chart is so beat up, but I love it. I'm stitching this on a like raw linen, and I was working on this not very long ago. This is how far I am. Called for floss. I finished that bottom pond, pulled the top border over, and I put that white rose in right here. And I did put some of the fence in as well down there. I love this one. I love these colors. I love this so much. I would like to finish this so that I can focus on Winter Rose Manor, so that then I can start. What's the other one? I have the other one downstairs. No, it's in here. I don't know, but it's got a big, like, weeping willow. Anyway. And that is by Brenda Gervais with By Needle and Thread, in case, I'm sure you all know who that one is by. That's who that's by. Okay, next is A Study in Nature. Let me see if I can pull this up. Done. Okay, this is what it should look like. It's by the Artsy Housewife. To say that I am annoyed, not with this project, with myself, is like a massive understatement. So I've never used silk floss. I wanted to use the called for silk floss on this, and I wanted to do it on red because I've never stitched on red fabric before. I've been like collecting the silk floss, and I bought the fabric, and I had them set aside for this project. Do I know where they are? No. And then we put my craft room back together because we had a home visit for the puppy, so we had to clean like crazy people. And I found it, and then I put it somewhere to keep it safe so that I wouldn't lose it, so that I could start this, to which I lost it again. It's just bananas. Just bananas. This is not much of a start. This is actually very sad. But I'm stitching this on 28 count cornucopia by Be Stitch Me. It's a Joblin, and it is lovely, and it will look wonderful. And I'm going to use a mixture of called for DMC, and my friend gave me a bunch of this Mose silk because she can't use it, and so I've got it, and I pulled similar things. But look at that. Look at that piddly little start. I need to get... Guys, some of these are sad. Like, this is like cinnamon stars. Like, it shouldn't even count as a start, but it does because I put stitches in. I don't even know when I did that. Maybe it's just like my brain's way of saying, don't stitch on this, because you will find your fabric and floss. Okay. Next, Pandemic. We all know and love Pandemic by Long Dog's Sampler. I've got it here in Pattern Keeper somewhere. The pattern paper pattern was bought for me by my grandparents for Christmas that first year it came out. And ironically, when I was given it as a gift, I actually had COVID and was like sick on the couch, and so I couldn't even start it. But this is Pandemic by Long Dog. This is the only Long Dog I have. Although I was just watching... No. who is it? I'll have to see if I can figure out who it was. They were doing one of the long dogs with the floss conversion by Jan Hicks Creates that she created for Hoity Toity, but they were using those colors in Star Spangled, maybe? I want to do Star Spangled, that one. I don't even know if that's what it's called. Anyway, I'm stitching this on an 18 count Barnwood by Picture This Plus with sulky white and DMC red and pink for the animals. So I am currently at 9.86% done. To be fair, I restarted this like 2 years ago. So I'm happy with this progress. I love this fabric. It's soft. I love my animals. I like the way this looks. And you know, I hate white stitches, but I really do enjoy this. So anyway, and this fabric is lovely. So yeah, 7,618 stitches is 9.86%. This one needs love. Don't they all? Don't they all need love? Okay, what is this one? This is my Fall Swan, or Autumn Swan, by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And she has been through it. Let me tell you, I have started this 3 times. 3 times. This was my first. Look how far I got. This was a 40 count ivory linen issue. You cannot see that swan. Like at all. And it makes me so sad. Look, she's gone. So, even though I had a lot of stitching in it, I decided to, oh look, there, and look, there's Summer Swan. Okay. And then I had hold a piece of Acorns by Be Stitch Me. It was a linen. And I started stitching, it was a 36 count linen, and I started stitching with 2 strands. And I hated the bulkiness of it. So I restarted again on this little piece of 18 count tea-dyed Aida that I dyed with my grandparents. And this is supposed to be my volleyball practice stitch. Because I just sit in the car for 2 hours. So this is a swan. So anyway, eventually this will. I really love these patterns, and I'm super excited for if and when the spring one comes out. And then I have summer I'm going to start, and I have winter I'll start in 2025. Hopefully. Oh no! See? That was a Nora Corden. That would have been really sad to forget about. That's one of my favorite projects, and I do plan on focusing on that one this year. Okay, this one is another Beauty and the Beast pattern. This is called Bella. It is by Ori TM. This is what it will look like. And I am stitching this on 32 count Belfast linen in the colored blush with the called for DMC Hey, I just found a pack of needles. I just found a pair of scissors. That's so exciting. And this is where I am. I thought about changing the color of that rose because, man, it's hard to see. And I don't think I've worked on this since the beginning of this year. I need to finish filling in this teapot right here. And then this motif is done. And then I will have, well, that's how wide this is. So that's exciting. I just realized that looking at the pattern. That's how wide this is. So it's about time to redose my daughter with some medicine. I was trying to make it through this, but we might not because we're at an hour and a half. Oh, that scared me. I thought that pattern wasn't in there, or the fabric. Okay, this is Land That I Love by Teresa Kogut. I started this on July 3rd this year at my grandparents' house because I spend the 4th of July with them. And this is on a 22 count Hardinger. It is so soft. That is tea-dyed. And this is where I'm at. I'm stitching it with the called for floss. And I love this so, so much. I was inspired to start this one by Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, watching her work on hers. I'm sure hers is long, complete, but that's a favorite. Okay, what is this? There is a spool of thread in here. Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. I started this as a start along with, I just jumped on the bandwagon. It was Bridget from the Museum Stitcher and Megan from the Seattle Stitcher, and I think they had a bunch of friends that were doing it with them. But this is by Rosewood Manor. I am stitching it on a 28 count Strawberry Chocolate by Stitch Me with the called for Valdani floss, which I put on floss rings because I hated working from the spools. I hated it because you stitch with 3 strands, which is very bulky, but it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, so many needles. It felt so messy and chaotic every time I got this out. Okay, 28 count pink chocolate, strawberry chocolate. I think it's pink chocolate. And this is what it looks like, where I'm at. I think I'm about halfway. So. And all of those Valdanis are heavily variegated. There's so many color changes in each of these. This usually comes out in the summer for a while, or in the wintertime if I'm feeling like I need some sun in my life. I'll pull this out. I'm sure that theirs is done or nearly complete. Okay, this one is... I made this bag and I forgot to like sew down the edges of like the fabric, so my zipper gets stuck and it's super annoying. Okay, and then what is this? Oh, this is, I think I have this in here. I do. Okay, this is Birds of a Feather. This was a gift to me by my friend Lisa. We're stitching this together. It's called Happy Hearts Sampler. This is what it looks like. I've not worked on this in a while, but I like it. Look. Needles. Hey, Gav.
Yeah.
Will you go check on Cadence? Have her take her temperature again.
Temperature?
Temperature, and I think it's time for Dayquil.
Okay.
But she needs to be drinking water.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm stitching this on a 36 count Mellowstone by Atomic Ranch, 1/2. Like I said, with my friend Lisa, she is so much further than me on this. Like, I think hers is mostly done. This is where I'm at. I was able to put my initial in here. That's where I am. It's sad. Sad, sad. But this one is so cool. I have so far to go. I literally have this. I need to work on that. All of the things I need to work on. Okay. This next one is called the Be Kind Sampler. It's by Stacy Nash Designs. And oh man, I am so jealous of all y'all that were at Jingle Ball and got her gingerbread design, her gingerbread house. I want it so bad, and somebody said that she's not releasing it. Oh. I decided not to do Jingle Ball this year because I didn't have time. We were traveling that weekend, and anyway, that's like the FOMO thing, right? Like fear of missing out, and then I actually did miss out. So I am stitching this with the called for floss on a fabric called Greystone by Grace Notes. It's a 36 count linen that I love. Hey look, there's another needle. Okay. This is where I'm at. Not very far. I worked on this in July when I was at Lisa and I were on the coast doing an impromptu little stitchers retreat, just the two of us. So that's where I'm at with that one. Needles. I'm always going on 1, 2, 3 stitch and needles because I can't find any. I'm out of them. Like, I've probably got like 40 right here. Okay. This is Remember Me by Teresa Kogut. My book is flipped to the page I was working on, so give me one moment. This is what it will look like. I love this. This is beautiful. Oh look, a hoop. Weird. Okay, this is Toasted Marshmallow, a 32 count linen from Grace Notes. Toasted marshmallow and coconut milk, I think, are my favorite, like absolute favorite fabrics from Grace Notes. I was working on this one in September. I don't think I've worked on it since. This is... So Remember Me is, you know, a remembrance. And I originally did start this, my friend passed away, and I had put his initials in this. And then I decided I didn't like the fabric I was stitching on, and so I restarted it. So I will put his initials back in this, or maybe his whole first name, to be honest. This is where I'm at. When I restarted, I started in the corner. I stitched all the way across the top to make sure it would fit. I got some little tiny margins, let me tell you. Yes?
It says 94 overhead, and that feels accurate. So.
Did she just eat a popsicle? That's way too low.
I know. Did you just eat a popsicle? before you did the temperature? No?
Sorry. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. She does not have a fever right now. Remember me. I will put my friend's name back in, but I was working on this the weekend that Olaf died. Hey, look, another needle. And I got his name in there. So I need to put Toby's name in there and my friend's name in there. That one is going to be ginormous, but it is. And look, I made a separate key so that I didn't have to keep like flipping back and forth, because I don't want to ruin my chart by flipping back and forth through the pages. So anyway, that's that one. Okay, this is Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. I did work on this month. I am doing my own floss conversion, and this is by Stacy Nash. Primitives. This is beautiful. I think I saw Sweetheart Stitcher, Jessica, did this one a while ago, or was working on this one, and it made me, so I ordered this fabric for it. This is 36 count hot cocoa by Be Stitch Me. It's a linen, and this is where I'm at. When I worked on it this time, I can't remember if this part was done, but I did all of this, and I did this too. I love the way this looks. I would love to have this one done and framed. Okay. Winter Rose Manor. This is by Brenda Gervais with By Needle and Thread. This is what it will look like. I know literally everyone and their grandma is doing this one. I'm doing this with the called for, except I think I changed the house color. And I did change the house color, and I changed the snow because I couldn't find the called for. So I changed that, and the house I changed to this sample silk by Be Stitch Me, and I really hope there's enough because there's 10 yards of it. But those were the only two changes I made. And what is this, parchment maybe? This is a Be Stitch Me fabric, and this is where I'm at. I love Be Stitch Me. I tried to close that window and there's something in the way, so it did not close at all. I haven't worked on this in a while. When I worked on it last, I was working on the house. Right there. And those flowers. And I think I'm happy with that house color. So I just really hope I have enough. 36 count. And I think I'm doing this 1/2. So it should be enough, I think. There's a lot of floss in that house. It's a floss eater. So, what does it say? I can't even remember if I read the directions to this. Strands, 1. No. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about needing more than one skein. So, fingers crossed. And especially because 10 yards is more than what is normally on there. But I love Winter Rose Manor. Okay. Next is And to All a Good Night by Stitching with the Housewives. I am stitching this with DMC and not the called for fancy floss. This is not a good picture of it at all. I started this a year ago. On an 18 count, I dyed myself in, I think, a denim blue. This is where I'm at. I haven't worked on this at all this year. So I didn't realize, like, look at all the modeling on that side. That's crazy. I don't know why I didn't notice that before. So, anyway, this is, I do really like the way this looks stitched up. The person I was stitching this with, I am no longer stitching this with. And so, it kind of is just one of those ones I don't, like, gravitate towards. But I would like to finish it. I do think it would be a fun one to have finished. Especially because I don't think I have any, oops, sorry, that was a chart. Any of the stitching with exercise. This is called A Type of Christmas. I know I bought this chart last year. This is by Erin Elizabeth Designs. This is what it will look like. And I am stitching this on a 36 count platinum by Picture This Plus, I think. Actually, I don't know if it's Picture This Plus. It's a 36 count platinum. This is how far I am. I love stitching words and letters, so I don't know what the holdup is on this. So, this one needs more love. It did not come out. I did not work on it at all since I started it. That's sad. That's sad. So maybe I need to evaluate, like, if I didn't work on anything at all this year, like, do I stick it to the side, and if I don't reach for it again next year, UFO it? I don't know. All right, this next one is from 5 Seasons of Quilts. This is a booklet that is put out by Leisure Arts and Hirschner's. I got mine at Goodwill for $1. So, if you'll remember, originally I started this one. I made a mistake in this center quilt, decided to scrap it, restarted it, and then didn't really work much on it, but I can show it to you because it's in here. Oh look, a ginormous pair of scissors. Seriously, those aren't even cross stitch. Okay, so I don't, well actually I do. Look, more needles. Okay, I'm such a mess. Okay, so I originally was stitching the fall one on this. It is Hazelnut Cream. Ooh, Hazelnut Cream, third favorite. 3 favorites from Grace Notes. Hazelnut Cream, 32 count. This is an opal linen from Grace Notes. This is how far I got. I did a ton of work on that middle quilt and realized I was off in the center of those blues. So I would have had to rip everything out. And I don't want to. I will eventually, because this fabric is just too pretty. But then I restarted it on this sunflower 32 count linen by Be Stitch Me. And I decided to start with the lamppost. And I was just over it. I was just over it by then. And also, I don't know if I love this fabric for this. So let's pretend like the fall quilt one didn't happen. This can go back in my fabric drawer, and we will just pretend like this is the only one. All right, since that is where we're going with this is holiday quilts. It is this one here. I started this on Thanksgiving this year with my friend Nikki. She lives in Alaska. We have known each other for a long time. We used to work with each other at Joann's. And she is one of my favorite people. So I miss her a lot. I've not seen her since. She moved to Texas and I moved to Oregon. So I can't show you this, but this is what it's called. Holiday quilts. I'm using the called for floss. This is what it'll look like when it's done. And I am loving this. I'm over halfway on that bottom border. I did make a counting mistake in this present here, but it's okay. It worked. And this is that hazelnut cream. And this is why I think I'm going to have to rip out the mistake, because everything looks good on this. So I will keep working on this. I think the plan was to work on this on whatever day that. So we were originally going to start this on the first day of fall. And that was when Olaf got sick. And so it got pushed out and pushed out. And so finally we started this Thanksgiving weekend together. So I think as long as we work on it like once a month, she probably is like halfway done with hers, because she is just like that. There's 2 needles in there. So for anybody who is counting, how many is that now? Okay. So I don't know which bag of floss is for that one and which one isn't. I wish you guys could see this like absolute nightmare of a pile of fabric or projects. Okay, this one was getting buried, so I'm gonna pull it out and show it to you. This is Rainbow Babies. It is a project I'm doing for my friend Amanda. It is artwork by Kathy Armorall, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what, wow, that's really blowing it out. This is what the full thing looks like. I am not doing the full thing. I am cropping this so that it will look about like this. So I have cut a lot off, and anyway, I cut so much off. So what Pattern Keeper tells me I have complete is not correct, but it's all I have to go on. I was actually working on this the other day, and this is the first one that I have tried diagonals on. This is where I'm at on it. According to Pattern Keeper, I am 67.76% done. Oh my gosh. But obviously that's not right, because I cut so much of it off. I actually love the colors are coming up so much better. I'm stitching this on a 25 count, I think. $18 count, 25 count, one or the other. Probably 18 because it's big. Anyway, and I've already been working on this for probably like 4 years. She's never seen it. She knows I'm making it for her. She does not know what it looks like. But I was working in here the other day, and I actually really like doing these diagonals because I feel like it looks like I have got more accomplished than I did, if that makes sense. So I'm going to work on diagonals from now on, I think, going this way. So I'm almost done with this diagonal. This one is going to be a focus for me until I get it done. So I'm going to pull this out at least a couple days a month to get work on this. There are some hanging threads on this, but not as many as there used to be. I worked a bunch of them in. Okay, so now that one is done. Oh my gosh, my craft room is a nightmare. It's such a mess. Okay, let's do this one. This is tea. I know I have a picture of this as well. I don't know where, because I did save it. Maybe I should just look it up. Okay, Nora Corbett. It's tea. It's the project. I bought this as soon as it came out. See if I can get it. Sorry, this is not good. But that's what it'll look like. I have the middle table and teapot done, and I'm working on this girl here. And I would like to focus on this. It says I worked on this August 4th this year was the last time I worked on this. And I love this fabric. This is a Be Stitch Me Joblin, I think. And 32 count, because that's what I do these in, is 32 count. And this is where I am. I just love this so much. This fabric is so soft. This, and it's long and skinny. Okay, this is where I'm at. I love this. I got a lot of the upper part of this dress done when I was working on it. I have to make a working copy of this and highlight as I go, or I'll mess up. Currently I'm stitching in her chair. And apparently I was doing half stitches. But this is where I'm at. I love this one. Almost just, and I'm doing this with the called for floss and beads and all of that on the Be Stitch Me fabric. Okay, that one will get osmosis back in. We're almost at 2 hours. Oh my gosh. I don't know how some people do this so fast. Okay, this is Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Matthews. I just worked on this a month or so ago. I am stitching this on, I used to have cards in all of these that said what I was stitching with. But I'm doing the Leo and Roxy, or the Roxy Flosco conversion that I originally saw from Bridget the Museum Stitcher. And this is where I am. This is another, oh my gosh, there's a needle in here. This is another Grace Notes fabric. And this is where I'm at. I love this one so much. When I was working on this last, I finished that big orange pumpkin, did the 2 mushrooms, and started working my way up. So this one, this is a favorite project. My kids love this one. They like to direct where I'm going next on it. Okay. Okay, this one is Penny Pumpkins by the Scarlet House. I think I got this out to work on it. I maybe worked on some of the pennies a little. I am doing my own floss conversion, and I'm stitching this on a 32 count Grace Notes fabric called Aqua Fresca. And this is, I don't know why I have this little hoop on here. It's like and a needle. Maybe it's just because I don't have like a lot of little projects, so when I have little hoops, anyway, this is where I'm at on this. I do believe when I was working on this, I was filling in these pennies. So, this one needs to get done. I told myself I was going to finish this in like one season because it was so small. I'm delusional. Delusional. Okay, next is Say Coffee by Heartstring Samplery. This is a fun one. I'm stitching this with my own conversion, but this is what the pattern looks like. I am stitching similar colors, just what I'll add. And I'm stitching this on Pensiera. It's a 32 count linen opal by Grace Notes. Okay, and this is where I am. I have not worked on this since the summer. I know. When I worked on it last, I finished this and I started this right here. I have a long way to go on this one. I don't even think any of the projects for this one are in here. What is this? Oh, this is March by March Quaker by From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. That's the chart. Sure. Oh. Oh my gosh. That's what it'll look like. I'm using my own colors, but similar to what it called for. And it's just like a 36 count raw linen. And this is where I am. This is what I used to stitch. Sorry, I dropped all the patterns on the floor. One moment, please. I used to stitch all of these monthly ones at sporting events for the kids, and now needles. Now I am not doing that. The other thing that is in here is Hello There by Hands On Design. And I have Hello December in here. Is this done? That is so pretty. That's done. Because I'm not putting the buttons in here, so I just adjusted the borders up. Why is this in here? Anyway, so I know there's like 5 months left that I have to stitch in this, so that's why those ones are in there. And the Hello There was stitched on an 18 count coconut shell from Be Stitch Me. Okay, guys, we're getting down there. We're getting close. Okay, this one is, I don't have a picture of this one. This is Violets and Primrose. I'm pretty sure it's not in here. This is another, it's not. It's another Carolyn Manning design that I started at the same time as I started the June one with my grandma. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in, but if I can't, I'm not going to worry about it. This is the top. And I found a needle. Imagine that. Okay, this is where I'm at. I did work on this year. I completed this teal border and I was putting the white in those squares. And I'm doing obviously the smaller one of this, not the big Afghan one. I am stitching this on a 32, it's either 32 or 36 vintage country mocha. And it's, you can see it's just printed on this side. So I actually started this one before the June flower garden one, but then my grandma wanted to work on the other one. So that's how that happened. Okay. This is Aphrodite by Nora Corbett. I think this is a Mirabilia. Mirabilia. She will look like this. I was enabled to start this from Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher. And I'm stitching this on a Be Stitch Me fabric called High Tide. It's 32 count Lugana. I'm using called for floss, beads, including Krynic, all of that stuff. And this is where I'm at on it. I think I worked on it this summer. I did not get a lot of work into it, but when I did, I had to pull out a bunch of black stitches. So I fixed whatever that error was. And this bubble got stitched in. Yeah. I think that's how this goes. Pretty sure. I put my needle minder on here facing the right direction so that I would know which way the fabric went. So... But I think this only came out for like a day, maybe two at the most. It did not. Okay. Two. I have three more. And then I was going to show you what I wanted to start for the new year. And then wrap this up. Okay, this is Summer by the Cricut Collection. This is what it will look like. I've been working on this forever. It really only comes out in the summer. So I'm stitching this with all of the called for DMC on an unnamed Opal Lugana 32 count that I got from Be Stitch Me. Oh no. Sorry. When you have floss fall out, that is not a good thing. Okay. Boom. This is where I'm at with this one. I worked on this for maybe a day, and I worked on the carrots and a little bit in this other M. These are so pretty. I love this fabric. Oh my gosh. So... that's this one. It needs some serious love too. Part of the issue is I don't count stitches. Like I know a lot of people when they do WIP Go, they count their stitches and they're like 1,000 stitches is my thing. I don't count stitches. I just consider like picking it up and putting stitches in. It's fine because something is better than nothing. But when you consider 10 minutes your stitching time, not a whole lot is getting done. All right, this is Sweetheart Hill. This did replace my anniversary sampler with my husband. I started this as 12 by 12. This is on a Picture This Plus Oh wait, no, that's Violet's Blue. That's for the old one that was in here. Misty Mountain by Grace Notes. It's a 32 count. This is what it will look like. And during 12 by 12, I started this on a 40 count ivory linen, and I did not like it at all. So there are 2 needles. I know why there's 2 needles here though, because this bottom is all white stitching, and then this house, giant red house. So I wanted a needle so I could go back and forth. So that's where I'm at on that. Not a big one, not a big start. I need to work on this on the 14th of every month, because our anniversary is October 14th. And I'm using the called for DMC on that one. Okay, last one. This is a full coverage. I started in October. I've been bitten by the full coverage bug again, and I just want to stitch all the full coverage. So this is called, what is this called? Witchy Sisters, I think. It's full coverage, 400 by 400. This is what it will look like. Who's this by? Xana Cross Stitch. And I love this. I'm stitching it on a 28 count even weave from Fangirl Fibers that I got. And it is called You're My Only Hope, because I figure it's getting covered up anyway. And it's a beautiful fabric. But it goes like this. Top left corner. What, right? Oh, it goes like this. Because I start in the upper right hand. So this is how far I am. I did not get far before I got distracted. 0.57%. I got 909 stitches in. I need to get this to 1,000 stitches. So, and look, there's a tiny little hoop. I'm just going to leave it though. And maybe I'll pull this out and get it to 1,000 stitches and then put it away. So that's where I'm at with that one. Long way to go. That is okay. It's got 16,000 stitches in it. And I went super fancy, and I'm just keeping it in this Walmart bag. Okay, that is all of my WIPs that I have, I think. What I want to start for the new year is I got another full coverage project that I'm going to start when I finish the Be Beautiful sampler, since I'm so close to being done with that. I wasn't able to start this by Small Town Stitches Leanne. She just started this, and holy moly. Let's see if it'll flip. I want to start it, so I am. I have been looking for a Christmas, like winter full coverage. And this one, this is Silent Night. It's an artisty chart, and artwork is by Abraham Hunter. I think I'm going to stitch it on, I either have a 28 count that I could do it on, or an 18 count I could do it on. And I just went and bought the rest of the floss for that one today. Or, where's my other one? The other one, I bought this for myself during my pre-morning period. And I made my husband give it to me for Christmas. Florence Mary Dickinson. I saw this being stitched on the Steadfast Stitcher. And I watched her WIP Parade too, and she showed it. But I went and I got this, and I got the linen that she got, which I think I left downstairs. But it is a fantastic linen. 46 count, which I have never stitched on anything that teeny tiny before. So I went and got the floss for this today. So I want to start Silent Night, and I want to start this. And this is by Hands On Design. I've never done a Hands On Design before, so I'm excited for this one. And yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, that is all. Let's see. I ended up with one, let's see, two, all of these up to the underside of my computer. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 needles. 15 loose needles that we pulled out of here. Right? Plus 1, 2, 3 packs. So 15 plus, 5. Because these aren't even open yet. These have never been used. So 5 needle packs, 15 loose needles, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4, 5, 6 hoops, 2 pairs of scissors. That's crazy. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'm gonna try to get this uploaded. I'm gonna try not to edit too much, to be honest, because it'll take me 18 years to get it uploaded if I do that. I gotta clean up this mess, and I have some homework I have to do before too long here. So thank you all for watching. I don't know when I'll be back for my next regular floss tube, but I hope to have some fun stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I enabled you. I hope that you are having an excellent winter, that your holidays were great, and that you are enjoying all of the end of the year WIP parades. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.